Welcome back everyone, I'm Craven and this is Trails in the Sky. Last time we had our royal dinner with Duke Dunan and there they broke the news that the Queen herself says she wants to abdicate. And I said, that's bullshit. Definitely bullshit. It's Colonel Richards' coup all over it. Because if she really wanted to do that, she'd come out and say it herself and not being locked up in a keep somewhere up high. Yeah, it smells funny on all different levels. So for today, we are going to talk to the headmaid and see if she can sneak us past the guards and take us in to talk to the Queen directly and see what she actually thinks, what she actually wants. And of course to relay the message of Professor Russell. One thing we've been doing since we arrived here from Zeiss. So, what I also remember is that we have here two doors. I think this one is the handmaiden, but what is this one then? Ooh, the kitchen. I've got to be careful how I store the food, so those damn rats don't get in. Which reminds me, do rats really like cheese, or is that just a myth? Yeah, I think they most likely like peanut butter, if I know my movies. I just want to clean up here and go back home. Oh, hello, hello. Did you enjoy my cuisine? We did. Damn, look at all these foods in storage. Damn, that's a lot. This is a restricted area. Suspicious individuals can and will be arrested on the spot. So watch yourself. I watch myself almost every day. Okay, that sounded a little bit more weird than I thought it was. The entrance is firmly sealed. Weird. What do you think this is? Why would you want to have a locked door in your storage? Unless that has nothing to do with storage. Finished at last. Now to get the cleaning supplies cleaned up and get home. Home is where the lack of cleaning is. This is just between you and me, but cleaning up after the Duke's meals is revolting. It's hard to believe that he and the Queen and the Princess are all related. Colonel Richard is such an amazing man. Pearls before the swine, that is Duke Dunan. I do wonder one thing. If you work in if you're like in the cleaning industry, or how you want to call that, do you still clean when you get home? Or you're like, hey, I've been doing this all freaking day, I'm not gonna do it anymore. I do wonder that sometimes. Because it would be a great excuse to have. Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. You're awfully late, aren't you? Oh, sorry about that. We kinda got caught by Colonel Richards. Did you know? Yeah, he had some things to tell us about our dad. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to though. I see. Ah yes, that letter of introduction did mention that you were Mr. Cassius's kid. I can understand at least some of Colonel Richards' feels. Oh, do you know our dad too? He used to come here when he worked as a General Morgan's aide-de-camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late Prince, Her Majesty's son. Late Prince? Princess Claudia's father. Yes, he was killed 15 years ago in a tragic shipwreck. Would that he were still alive today, none of this would have been happening. But lamenting what might have been is a fool's errand. Well, she's technically right, because if the son was still alive, he would have taken over from the Queen years ago. Evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparations at once. Come on in, Shay. Oh hey, aren't you Shay, right? Yes, thank you for remembering. You look well, Estelle, Joshua. I've been told of your current predicament. You won't find a more dependable child. She's a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle. Princess Claudia. That shouldn't pose a problem. Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbons and the headpiece are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. What? Like I told you, A maid and a butler. She's gonna let us go through as people who work at the castle. What do you mean? Estelle is going to need to dress as one of the maids in order to get into the royal keep. A little playing with the hair and you'll blend right in. Oh, I get it. Uniforms don't allow for such in the way of personalization. That should be ideal for sneaking in. Me in a maid's outfit. I've been wanting to try one on ever since we first met Lila. Cute, breezy and easy to move in. Well, if our uniforms weren't easy to move in, they'd make the cleaning much more difficult. I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me. Why so excited? I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manners in front of the Queen. You won't have me to lean on this time. Why not? You're changing too, aren't you? Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Is there really that much of a difference between the fancy dress and a maid outfit? That's different, there was a play. I can't appear before Her Majesty in women's clothing. You'll be fine. It's not at all shameful or anything. Besides, you made such a gorgeous princess. I like where this is going. So instead of a butler or something like that, he needs to dress up as a maid as well? I approve. Oh, not this again. Cut the jokes, will ya? Hilda, Shay, help me out here. Say something. Anyone? I see. That shouldn't pose a problem. Shay, don't you have that extra hairpiece designed for the princess? Yes. It's never been used though. He has that full dark hair, so it will probably look good on him. Hey, hold on a second. Well, it looks like a 3-to-1 vote, majority rules. This way, please. We can use this as a changing room. Hey, wait a minute. I don't remember ever agreeing to changing. Alright. If I have to change, I can do it myself. Shay? You're not planning on using makeup too, are you? Kids these days. Oh my. Ta-da! What do you think? I think it suits her very well. Such a bright, active maid in training, and after only just coming to the castle too. Your certainty had me convinced. I think it should have been certainly, right? It's fine. Small little spelling mistakes, I will not mind. And with the hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you'd like to work at Gransel Castle for real when this is all settled? Well, we already work as bracers, so... Anyway. Come on, Joshua, get out here. No chance I can talk you out of this? None at all. You're just making this take longer. Fine. You're impossible sometimes. Totally unrecognizable. Well, it's almost frightening how good that looks. Isn't it awesome? It looks better on him than it does on me, and I'm an actual girl. A bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please, just say you're done. Well, I suppose so. I'll show you the way to the royal keep. You need to make certain you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself. Yes, ma'am. We're finally gonna meet the Queen in person. Yes, this is a do-or-die moment. We just have to stay focused and get to the royal keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. Well, excuse me. This was your idea. I can't believe you got the nerve to pick up... Sorry, don't get all mad. Yeah, don't get your panties in a bunch. I'll treat you. Sorry, I was just imagining. Will he really be wearing panties or just normal boxers or something? Yeah, way too much information. I'll treat you to some ice cream later, okay? I'm not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. Hey, I'm not obsessed with food. They get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's go to the royal keep. Ah, we're actually moving as the headmistress. Alright. Let's see if this actually will work. I hope so. Hilda, what business do you have with Her Majesty at this hour? I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life, as she wishes after all. Such harsh words. Who are those maids with you? I don't recognize them. His Grace ordered me to hire on some additional staff to help. They've only just arrived at the castle today. Really now? You're pretty cute. Thank you. Why do I get the feeling we've met before? Crap! Do you stare so hard at every young lady you see? I do hope you're not thinking about any untoward thoughts. I rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the Royal Army, we wouldn't do that. All's well then. Now will you please allow us to pass? Pardon us, ladies? Please, go ahead. Nice bluff. Definitely worked it. Phew, that was intense. Thanks, Hilda. You're a real lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. I'm just glad I could help. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes before going to see Her Majesty? If you prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boy clothes, now! Oh, that's so much fun. Oh, for the love of... Why are you always so self-conscious? What was wrong with what you had on? It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this the room where I think it is? Yes, this is Prince Claudia's room. But she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. No kidding. But I heard that the princess was tending to the queen. I guess that's just gossip then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty for the full details. Her room is on the second floor of the royal keep. I'll take you there. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that they're holding Princess Claudia at a separate location. Maybe to persuade or even blackmail the queen into doing as she's told. Because if Claudia is in duress, yeah, that would be a reason for her to abdicate the throne for Dudunan on the colonel's behest. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. That I never made that link before. Alright. Anything else besides? Doesn't look like it. I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I've brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Oh, thank you kindly. By all means, enter. As you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two go on in. Right. Pardon us? I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia from Auslis. I am the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberal. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm a junior bracer of the Bracer Guild, and I am Joshua Bright of the same affiliation. It is a great honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua, I have truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please, have some and relax. I see. So Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. A pitch-black orbment capable of negating all other orbal energies. And you say that the Colonel has acquired it? The Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it, Your Majesty. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea, but I did not think that the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I am worried about nothing, but even so. Excuse me, but what is this vague idea you have? I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbal reaction was detected beneath Gransel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No, far deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients that still functioned. Wow. So it was a bona fide artifact then. Most artifacts I know of have lost their function, like the mechanisms on top of the towers. But every now and then you find one that still functions, like Mayor Dolmo's family heirloom. And something like that is beneath Gransel? So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to halt the artifact's functions? Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city. But it is beyond my imagination how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off the record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on its way. Honestly, just as I thought to think maybe the Colonel might be slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. But when someone's trying to stir up some trouble, that's when us bracers come in. We won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. I'd expect no less from Cassius's daughter. You're acquainted with our father, Your Majesty? He was a friend of my late son and a great savior to the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests for me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine there are a great many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you have not been told? Well, nothing super detailed. Perhaps then that is the role that I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua, will you indulge me by listening to an old story? Oh, yes, absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty. 10 years ago in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Erebonian Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, so that is something I must omit. The Empire used that event as a pretext for their invasion of Liberal. So began the sad time that would be known as the 100-Day War. Just as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Hakan Gate. In what seemed like scant moments, all of Liberal became occupied territory, save for Gransel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire royal army. The reinforcements from Calvert were too late to stop their advance. It was but a matter of time before Gransel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak of hostilities, the war changed in a way that no one could have ever imagined. Patrol airships had just been developed and were used to recapture Liberals' checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one using the ships launched from Leisten Fortress. Zeiss, Rouen, Bose, Roland. With their supply lines severed, the Erebonian forces occupied each region were swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan for counter-offensive was none other than one Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterwards, with the intercession of the Bracer Guild and the Septine Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in all of the world. His wife. Yeah. Lena, your mother, Estelle. That clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempt to hold back the counter-offensive. What followed I am sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. And that's when family became the most important thing in his life. And that's why he resigned. No, I had no idea. And he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of a bracer. All to stay with the only one he had left. You. And this time he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. That idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. How could he ever think that? Estelle. Yes, you are correct. Given that all he lost in the service to his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so, I'm sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I wish to apologize to you for such a long time. But you don't need to apologize. You protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. The peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Liberal in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mom gave her life for, so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart and I'm grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person. Now, more than ever. Oh, Your Majesty. However, that is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. That ain't gonna happen. that really ain't gonna happen. She's not gonna have any of it. And I have to say that that piece was very heartbreaking. Just to hear the Queen admit that she feels responsible for Estelle's mother's death. Almost just to the amount that Cassius does. Yeah, brilliant writing. Well, but Julia, Lieutenant Schwartz asked us to help you. I thank you. I'm grateful for your willingness to do so, but if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius's absence, I know of no apology that would ever suffice. I ask only that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father's return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though, has held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua, if the Colonel is able to use the Gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Liberal, then what will become of that peace? I ask only that you consider that. Your Majesty? Right, when we became junior braces, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bennett incident, we got that letter and the package, and we've been running all around creation ever since. It feels like, to us, like our dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace. So that everyone we met, and everyone we care about, can go on living secure and happy lives. Just like you, just like Mom and Dad. I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right, and I really want to see it through. Estelle, it seems she was right about you. I too am ready. I would like for the two of you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. Your Majesty! My liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter, Claudia. Aha, so the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes, this coup d'etat started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Dunan was out of the running. Yes, though he is my nephew, he is possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. Sorry, but that's the biggest understatement I have read in this entire game so far. But yeah, I knew it was going to be something like this. And that's probably what got the ball rolling of all of this. Because maybe Colonel Richard was already planning to use Duke Dunan as a straw man all the way back when. But when he learned that Claudia was going to succeed Queen Alicia, he had to start making moves on every front. And that's how we got here, I think. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her. Maybe, Estelle. Maybe. If I'm right, you're really good friends with her. But I personally lean towards the idea that your judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention the memory of the invasion by a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some. Some, including Colonel Richard, I presume. Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unaware. That, along with his passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to this coup. Like I said. Yeah. It makes sense if you think about it. This was all staged so that Liberal would become a strong military power, with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. That finally let us see the whole picture. So if Liberal becomes a militarized country, what would happen then? A great many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chest. Orbal weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be made legal, which is not the case at the present. Oh no. Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant request that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of the genuine love for his country. But I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protects his land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with a free cultural exchange and trade with all other nations, to the benefit of all. I feel the same way, Your Majesty. Yeah, that makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic, and so he demanded that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Many people have had family members taken to ensure they would not dare to oppose the Colonel, but I am the Queen and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hear and comply with your request. We will see to it that Princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other request, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. Yes. Oh, again, a lot of information, but a lot of good information and great storytelling. Yeah. The relationship with the Queen, her granddaughter, and Cassius, and also, of course, indirectly with Estelle. Yeah, brilliant. Wow, what a totally awesome person. Super nice, but with a serious strong will. I hope I'm even 1/10 that cool when I get old. Cool? Did you just actually call the Queen that? Well, she was kinda cool. Even if that not really fit for royalty, it is an apt description. Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. Yeah, I really want to stop this good thing and help her. That definitely outside of Bracer's jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. Right. But you know, I'm still freaking out about what the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she'd be willing to share. Estelle and Joshua, have you finished changing? Oh, yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It is already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Whoa, it's really that late? The Queen spoke with us for a long time. If we stay in longer, it's apt to make the guard suspicious. Yes, it is. But yeah. These last few episodes, I've been really enjoying the story bits of this game. Because it's really starting to snowball faster and faster. You can really sense that it's going towards a certain climax. Like right now we're gonna go on a rescue to rescue Princess Claudia, who might be Chloe. And I'm betting after that we're gonna try to possibly go outside of our jurisdiction, but trying to rescue the Queen out of the hands of Colonel Richard. Or whatever he's up with the gospel and such. Yeah, really amazing. Alright, let's get back down. Are you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes, I believe so. Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. Hey, that's not fair. But please relax. We are patriots to the core. That's good to hear. Now I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. By your leave. By the way, ladies. I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? No, her mother. That would be an honor to use it. My, isn't that a lovely name? It has a pleasant ring to it. Thank you very much. How about you, miss? You may call me Karen. Karen, you say? That's a very pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Are you now? Oh, right, we're with the Special Ops. My name is... I think that's just about enough. I sense an ulterior motive at work. No, I mean, at least not for us. Please, be safe on your way home. I love how Hilda is showing how she's taking care of the maids, so that the male soldiers do not take advantage of them. Yeah, she's a really true... I call her a headmistress, which of course is something totally different, but you know what I mean, right? That she is the head of all of the maids in the castle, and she's really great at her job. I really like that character. Well, aren't you, Mr. Popularity? It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. I didn't see you shying away from joining in on the conversation. Sure, but it doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. I could have lost all my confidence there. Oh, what's all that noise? Oh, Dugdunan. Is she a lady of the court? Hey, you mates. You don't look familiar. These are two of the new hires, whom I'm instructing. This is Lena and that's Karen. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Yeah, I think he has recognized us, but the butler, he's really cool. He's definitely not gonna rat us out. Not good. Given how many times we run into him, I'd be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Ah, come on, Phillips, enough with the staring. It's quite unusual to see coming from you, stiff upper lip and all. Please, pardon my rudeness. You look much like my niece. Mice were playing tricks on me, it seems. I am dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy. Oh, no, it's no bother. Please, don't concern yourself. You know, now that I stop and look, I must say that you both are quite lovely. You with the brown hair, you have a very healthy, clean look to you. I can already see in the mind of Estelle, I feel dirty, I need to shower. As for you, I personally think you'd look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. I am honored. Ah, yes. Lena, was it not? You shall attend to me this evening. Your Grace? I don't even want to serve him tea. And I don't think tea is what he wants served. Your Grace, your flirtations, while flattering, are best saved for another time and place. All of the maids in the castle work directly in the service to Her Majesty Queen Alicia. I trust you have not forgotten? I know. Some folks simply can't appreciate a joke. Oh, that was definitely not a joke. He really wanted to be serviced well by Estelle. I think she needs a double shower now. The castles will be mine in a week's time anyway. We can set aside time for some fun then. Your Grace, please, none more of this. I do not mind you drink to excess, but you know your libido gets in such instances. I say this, knowing full well that I may be reprimanded for it. But I said I was just joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. As you wish, Your Grace. I think just this alone would be enough reason to overthrow this coup. just to make sure that that guy does not become king. Your room is right over there. Ooh. Oh, right, Lena. You just let me know if you have any problems. Anything at all. I'll give you the best advice the future king can give. Yeah, thank you very much. Aren't you cute? Yes, good. I apologize unreservedly for all of this fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please, set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I'm truly sorry. Madam and young miss, I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. I feel so badly for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Oh, do you know Mr. Philip personally? Oh yes, ever since we were children. Though not nearly as well as once we did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. He surely seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I'll bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being the popular one? The Duke certainly seemed awfully fond of you. Please, I like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Alright, back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want some tea so late? Well, you see... Does she really not know what he actually meant by serve? I'm not even gonna mention it because we're on YouTube. Estelle, allow me to elucidate the matter of tea and why gentlemen should never request it in polite company. Come closer. Hilda whispered something into Estelle's ear. Oh yeah, now she knows. Now do you understand? Yes. Hopeless. Completely hopeless. Thanks for everything, both of you. If not for you, I don't know what we'd have done. Please, it was the least we could do in Her Majesty's service. I only ask that you complete the request she made of you. I feel the same way. I beg of you, do everything in your power to save the princess. Oh, are you one of her royal retainers? Yes, I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. The thought of her being held captive keeps me up at night. I understand. Well, you can rest easy that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we begin? Oh, I do hope the princess is doing alright. I should have gone with her. I don't believe any suspicion has been raised. Just keep alert until you return to your room. You never can be too certain how closely the Intelligence Division is watching you. I'm pretty sure they're watching a lot closer than we realize. And until we get back to our room, we cannot be certain we succeeded in flying under the radar. We can only hope. What, might I inquire, are you doing at this late hour? Captain Amatia. Good evening. I realize that you've been invited here, but I don't think then a bit late for your kids to be out walking around? Please, pardon us. We've simply never been in a castle like this and we couldn't resist the urge to take a look around. Oh, that is certainly understandable. So, where were you? Half an hour ago. Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification. Cellar? We're in the kitchen. Yeah, getting snacks with Zin. Because the other ones might give her a pause. Oh, that's strange. I was making my rounds through there and I never saw you. Well, come, let's not waste time on games. Actually, I received reports on you going in and out of the maid quarters several times. Do you not think it would be a bit odd to be looking around in that particular place? What? You don't think that questioning someone like that when you already have the facts is a little cruel? I'll take that as a compliment. So what business have you had in the maid quarters? I suggest you answer honestly. Well, Oh, Estelle, Joshua, you've been here the whole time? Zin. Oh, he's a little bit drunk. Whew, now that's the stuff. You're drunk. Oops, sorry. And hey, it ain't my favorite gorgeous officer lady. Nice. Same luck that we met up again, huh? I suppose. So what's going on? Are my students here causing you any trouble? Students? No, it's just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. I really wanted to know their business, simply as a security precaution. Ah, yeah, I totally get ya. I just sent them off to find some munchies to go on with my booze. Hey Joshua, you kids find anything to eat? No, the cooks aren't back yet, I guess. We went to ask if the maid there was any way we could make our hands on something, but no luck. Oh well, I'll have to do it out, I guess. Hey, I just had a great idea. You wanna come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, nothing goes with a drink like a beautiful lady. I'm afraid I'm busy, so I have to decline your generous offer. My apologies for the misunderstanding, but I would advise you to return to your room and remain there for the rest of the night. I have to investigate any suspicious activity, you understand? Of course. It is late, we should probably just get to bed. Very well then. Now, if you excuse us. Perfect save by Zin. Thank you. Aw, denied. Oh well, might as well just go back to the room. Right. We'll go with you. Looks like we managed to convince her at least. What? Zin, aren't you drunk? I was acting drunk. I haven't had a single drop. No way, your face had even gone all red. He focused on making his blood circulation better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. It is done with some kind of Eastern martial arts breathing exercise, isn't it? I'm surprised you're familiar with it. But hey, you seem to be in a tight spot, so I figured I'd distract everyone. Nice, huh? Save your bacon, as the saying goes. You're an evil, evil man, Zin. Okay, sure, you did help us out, but you also surprised the hell out of me. Sorry about that. So, what's the story? What story? I would have thought it'd be obvious. The story of you meeting with the Queen. See, I told you he is not that dense. Yeah, I was really thinking about it, because us walking out on a little bit of a stroll, he could not be that dense of not seeing it. Ah, yeah, I like this. I really do. How did Elden tell you something about this? Actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything, but now I know anyway, don't I? Without prior knowledge, there's no way you could have just guessed. So how much do you really know? I guess it's finally time to show you this. Zin produced a letter from his pocket and handed it to Estelle and Joshua. A letter from Cassius, maybe? That he's secretly on a mission from him to, I don't know, protect Estelle and Joshua? No, that would be too specific. I know this handwriting. Well, don't just stand there, read it. It'll explain a lot. Okay? Dear Zin Fatak, I hope this letter finds you well. I know I've been out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerning the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside of Liberal, I feel uneasy being absent for so long. This is why I must ask a favor of you. Could I persuade you to come to Liberal and help out if they need it? Since you haven't been a Liberal before, perhaps you can think of it as a recreational trip. There's a martial art competition before the Queen's birthday celebration and foreigners can participate. It would make fine camouflage. I realize this is sudden, but if you can do it, I would be most grateful. I'm intending to return to Liberal before the festival, so hopefully we'll be able to have a drink together when I return. Cassius Bright. Yeah. It was the obvious conclusion for who the letter was from. A little bit more open, an open request by helping where needed, so not specifically for the Queen or Estelle and Joshua. P.S. You may have the chance to meet my son and daughter. They're currently apprentices at the guild, so if you happen to meet them, feel free to test the extent of their training. Try not to build them out too much, unless it seems like they really need it. Okay, a little bit, like a buy note to that request. So Dad actually asked you to come to Liberal, which means he's in Erebonia now. That's the long and short of it. The long and short of it? What it means is that you were in cahoots with him all along. That's kind of a nasty way to put it, don't you think? I owed Master Cassius a favor from the time he spent in Calvert. This letter just gave me the chance to make us square again. I suppose. When did you realize that we were his kids? Oh, I had a feeling from the outset, once I saw Estelle's technique with a bow staff. I asked Kilika about it, and that confirmed it. It would have been nice if you'd said something about it all. We've been worried sick wondering where Dad's been. I know, I'm sorry, and I haven't said anything, but I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, you're definitely his kids, alright. If you can pull off a job as big as sneaking in an audience with the Queen. I suppose so. He knows this much, it wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right? I agree. It'd probably be the best to fill Zin in on everything. It is a bit far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own after all. Estelle and Joshua told of how they had managed to speak directly with the Queen, as well as the Queen's request to safely rescue Princess Claudia. I see. I thought something seemed a little off when everyone was talking at the party. Alright then, I'll help you out with that little request. What, you will? Yep. I think this is the ideal opportunity to settle my debt to Master Cassius. Please, let me help. We'd be glad to. Thank you, once again. Yeah, with the Zin in our corner, we'll definitely rescue her. What is this place? I never would imagine that something like this even existed. Is this the place they've been talking about that's below the castle? Huh. It is larger than I expected. Lieutenant Lawrence, if you'd be so kind as to show us the way to the lowest level? Yes, sir. Whoa. Is that some kind of mechanical monster? Well, well. So these must be archaisms. Holy shit! You took out that thing in one stroke. You were the quickest to react. You are indeed truly a force to be reckoned with when you don't hold back. You flatter me, sir. Your quick draw technique as well was quite remarkable to behold. I can see that you've studied under the Divine Blade himself. I am humbled. I still have ways to go before I can really humble anyone, I'm afraid. But time waits for no man. The skills I possess now will have to be enough. My strength may be meager, but I must forge the kingdom's future with my own two hands. My brave men, the way to ultimate power is open. A bright new dawn approaches for our beloved Liberal. I expect only the best of each of you. By your order, sir. We of the Special Ops will work as one for the Colonel. For the glory of Liberal! For the glory of Liberal. Yeah, I think that is the place that's beneath the castle. Where what the Queen was speaking about. And the other thing I'm now thinking of is... Remember when we went to the cellar and we saw that door there? Like below the kitchen? What if that door we saw there is actually where it's leading to? Where the Colonel is right now? Might be, I don't know for certain, but we'll... I'm sure we'll figure that out eventually. I understand the situation. You both performed admirably. I'm amazed that you were able to deliver the professor's message to Her Majesty in person. We just got lucky is all. The real question is how much longer is luck going to be on our side? Yes, we're really going to have to stay focused. If you understand that already, then there's nothing more that I need to tell you. In any case, we can consider Professor Russell's request to be fulfilled. Please accept this as compensation for a job well done. Nice amount of money. And 8 plus points. Nice. And we are first class. Yes. Gladiator belt accessory as a perk. I think that's our third one. Now then, Zin. It was pure providence that Cassius invited you here. We need the help of an A-rank bracer like yourself. Oh, no need to even ask. Even if I didn't have a debt to repay to Cassius, I couldn't possibly stand by in a situation like this. I'm with you until the end. I knew we could count on you, Zin. By the way, what is this A-rank business? It's a rank that signifies a full-fledged bracer's full power. There are 7 ranks, ranging from G on the bottom to A on the top. So, he's the highest rank you can get? Wow! I never knew you were such a badass, Zin. Well, I may be A-ranked, but I'm still an underling, so to speak. There are plenty A-rankers across the continent. But above that, there is an informal S-rank. That one's only granted to bracers who successfully resolve issues on a national scale. And there are only 4 of those on the entire continent. Whoa, not even sure I want to think about what they can do. You really don't know any of this stuff, do you? One of those 4 is Master Cassius. What? Okay, Joshua, you're not going to tell me you knew about this already, right? Right? Sorry, but yes, I did. He solved a major case for the Republic about 5 years ago. I swear, it's hardly worth even getting upset about anymore. Royal Army Soldier, Hidden Hero, Defiant Blade, S-rank bracer. If he's really so damn awesome, then it sure would be nice if he'd come back and take care of this case. You may be right. If he were with us, perhaps this would never have escalated to the point where a coup d'etat was even possible. Joshua, what's wrong? Just thinking about how strange this is. This whole chain of events apparently started with Dad going off on his trip. It's as if whoever planned the coup was waiting for him to be gone. At least it's just an impression I have. Oh, so what you're saying is that the coup was planned around his departure from the Empire? Am I correct? No, I'm sure that would be overthinking things. I can't think of anyone who could possibly manipulate Dad like that without him noticing he was being used. They have to have known him and his behavior pattern exceptionally well to be able to pull it off. Well, yeah. I never knew what he was up to, even though he was so close. I don't think that Colonel Richard would have ever managed to pull that wool over his eyes. More likely, it's just that 2 major events happened to overlap with each other. Regardless of the circumstances, we cannot currently rely on Cassius to help. Therefore, I am resolved to prepare for the worst. I believe an emergency conference of the Grancel branch of the Bracer Guild is called for. All other things being equally, we have a request that comes directly from Her Majesty the Queen. The 3rd article of the Bracer Code states that we shall never act in a fashion that interferes with the government. We cannot ignore Her Majesty's request, however, we must act. But we're no match for the Royal Army as we are. I ask the cooperation of all bracers in Grancel, including Zin, of course. Oh, okay. If we come in conflict with the Intelligence Division, we'll need all the help we can get. Ideally, we should have the cooperation of other branches, but the checkpoints have been completely sealed off as today. That's a really hard word. Ostensibly? I think it's the 2nd time they used it in this game, to foil any potential terrorist activity. What? So basically it amounts to martial law. So the enemy is finally moving at full tilt. This may be stifle any activity on the part of any royal guardsmen in hiding, as well as ourselves. If we're going to conduct a rescue operation, we'll have to do it with the resources on hand. Oh, fun, but we're up to it. So, do we have a solid idea of where the prisoners are being held? There's been on my mind for a while now, actually. I believe the most likely place will be Urb Royal Villa. That's the building in the forest, right? It would make sense. If the soldiers are using it under the pretense of counter-terrorism, few would question it, and I can't imagine they'd want to lock a lady of the royal family in a cell in Leicester Fortress. Considering it's the army we're going to be going up against, I like a more solid confirmation, however. If we assaulted the wrong place, we'd have the hell to pay for it. Yes, precisely. But in either case, we must assemble any bracer currently in the royal city. Could I ask you to assemble them here for me? Any information you could gather while doing so would be much appreciated. If I'm not mistaken, Estelle, you and your friends are acquainted with a reporter, correct? Oh, you mean Niall? Yeah, we should see if he picked up anything insignificant. Also, we must attempt to enlist the aid of the guardsmen who are in hiding. If you can get them to contact me, it would be greatly appreciated. So, in other words, we need to get in touch with Sister Julia. Yeah, she helped us with the invitation before, so we should let her know what's going on. So, off to the cathedral then. There are 4 other braces in the city: Kurt, Grant, Karna and Elise. Check the bars and their usual hangouts. They may also be in the hotel. If you see them, please instruct them to come back here. Sure thing. Alright, then off we go. Alright, next episode is going to be really interesting as well. Because basically, I think we're going to be planning the assault on the villa so we can rescue Princess Claudia. So yeah, that's going to be a really nice episode to see. Let's see. No new requests. Yeah, it's really barren, this chapter so far with additional requests. I'm hoping that eventually they will open up. But if not, I'm fine with it, because this just ramps up the story more and more and quicker. And from a story perspective, it's logical that we're not going to do any side quests right now, because we're busy with something so important. Like going against the coup, trying to rescue Princess Claudia. Yeah, I think that's more important than rescuing Kitty out of a tree or something. So yeah, next time we're gonna prepare. We're gonna go by all the guild members in the city now for some extra information. And I think it's a good time to talk to everyone in town to see if there is something else weird going on that we haven't noticed yet. But that's gonna be next time. Until then, I wish you all a great night, morning, day, wherever you are. And if you're still here, hit that like button, subscribe, and be there next time. See you then.